CentralFloridaPolitics.com, where Central Florida turns for political news.
Warm Orlando welcome for the District Coordinator for the Campaign for Liberty, my friend, soon to be yours, Mr. Scott Olver!
Happy 223rd birthday, America! Where is it? Oh my god, I just messed up. 233rd birthday, America. Alright, thank you. Senator Rubio, Mayor Falconer, how would you like to follow Frank Sinatra and Elvis today? So let's see if I can get the crowd a little fired up too. Are there any Republicans out here today? How about any Democrats? Okay. Any independents or libertarians in the crowd today? How about any UCF Knights? Any Seminoles? Any Gators? Marco? Yeah, Marco and I are both graduates of the University of Florida. All right. Go Gators. My name is Scott Olver, and I have the pleasure here in Orlando on this great day of our nation's birth to represent 10,000 members of the Campaign for Liberty in Florida. I came here to take action, but also to be inspired to take more action too. So hopefully we do that. When President John F. Kennedy welcomed 49 Nobel Prize winners to the White House in 1962, he said, "I think this is the most extraordinary collection of talent and of human knowledge that has ever been gathered together at the White House, with the possible exception of when Thomas Jefferson dined alone." Thomas Jefferson's gravestone reads, "Author of the Declaration of Independence, founder of the University of Virginia." Does not say President of the United States, although he served 2 terms. Thomas Jefferson spoke 7 languages fluently. He was a luminary in many fields. For his swearing in, there was no $100 million party. He merely walked from Congress with a phalanx of soldiers to take the oath and walk back to the White House. Times have changed. I'd like to read a little bit of what he authored, just a couple small excerpts from the Declaration of Independence. "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Right. Let's skip ahead. "Experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are insufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same objective, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security." He was a radical, I guess. "We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these United Colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may right of do." Independent states. "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." I'm going to read a little bit off an email I got. I bet you everyone here got it this week. It says a little bit about the history of what happened next. 5 signers were captured by the British as traitors and tortured before they died. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned. 2 lost their sons serving in the Revolutionary Army. Another had 2 sons captured. 9 of the 56 fought and died from wounds or hardships of the Revolutionary War. They signed and they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. What kind of men were they? 24 were lawyers and jurists, 11 were merchants, 9 were farmers and large plantation owners, men of means. well educated, but they signed the Declaration of Independence knowing full well that the penalty would be death if they were captured. Thank you. Just a little reminder, so when we think we had a hard day or something, let's try to think of the founders, and maybe we can do that little extra effort, because if not this group here right now, who's going to do it? We're the ones that are committed, and we can do it. Thank you. I quote Andrew Jackson, the man who killed the second bank. Thomas Jefferson killed the first central bank. Andrew Jackson killed the second central bank. Now on our third central bank. He said, "One person with courage is a majority." Well, I was asked to speak today at 9 p.m. last night. Mark Cross, our state coordinator, had an allergy attack, so here I am standing here trying to inspire myself and you guys just a little bit extra to help in the fight, to be brave like the founders were. Like I said, I'm a representative of the Campaign for Liberty, and I'd like to read our mission statement if you guys are interested. Our tent is over there. And our mission is to promote and defend the great American principles of individual liberty, constitutional government, sound money, free markets, and strong military and sensible foreign policy by means of educational and political activity. We have a very strong group. We talk a lot about how we're going to win. Because when you're in a tough battle, it's important that you have a group of leaders, not just a bunch of followers. Leadership is creating more leaders, not followers. How do you win? You embrace the moment and the struggle. You have to savor it. We have to love that we're here today. We have to enjoy this. We have to be crazy enough to think, yeah, thank God we were the ones that were given this fight. Just like the founders did. We can't be back on our heels. We got to be forward on our toes. We have to savor this like a piece of steak in your mouth. You got to love this. Yum, yum, yum. All right, we have to be a family. We have to love each other. Soldiers in battle fight for each other first and foremost over their country. We've embraced that in the Campaign for Liberty, and it's working. We're having results. Like this? And we have to be diplomatic. If you notice if you read the Declaration of Independence, it lists off 2 pages of grievances. They tried to be diplomatic. They took the high ground. They followed the golden rule. They did everything they could to complain, and then they kept their mind. And by keeping the high ground, it allowed them to win and to rally their supporters. We also want to follow the golden rule, because that keeps the minds open of our opponents and weakens their resolve. So we like to think about that. We also support some legislation. Among those, the Enumerated Powers Act, the Read the Bills Act, and the One Subject at a Time Act. All of these would have prevented this legislation that you're seeing right now that's in the March Towards Socialism. So if you're interested in that, please stop by our tent as well. The main legislation that we're finding the most success with is a bill called H.R. 1207. It's the Audit the Fed bill. Federal Reserve Transparency Act. This is a list of 246 current co-sponsors, including 17 out of 25 Florida reps. 17 of the 25 Florida reps. We need 218 to pass in the House. We have 246 with a sponsor. 290 will make it bulletproof. It can't be marked up in committee. The bill is only one paragraph long, and we're going to keep fighting until we have 290. There's also a bill called S604 for the Senate, the Federal Reserve Sunshine Act. We're currently lobbying Mr. Rubio, see if he will sponsor it when he's elected. Excuse me. Congress has given up $2 trillion in your money lately, right? And the bailouts and whatnot, stimulus, the sedative package. But the Fed has given up $10 trillion, put our kids on the hook for it, and ourselves, future generations. Everyone standing here right now is $30,000 on the hook for that total $12 trillion. Every American, man, woman, and child. Zero oversight, zero accountability, and they've proven by their own general inspector that they do not have any self-oversight in recent congressional hearings. We must audit the Fed. Please sign our petition.